Hi, I'm Carmen. I'm a psychologist and mom of 4 children. I have worked for over 10 years with young people and with their families. And today I would like to talk about how we can get from our relationships what we want and what we need, get our needs met by using assertive communication. So there's 2 really polar opposite ends of the way we can communicate. One extreme is if we have an aggressive communication style, where we use aggressive language, potentially even physical aggression, where we shout and scream or make demands what we want. We're not really thinking of the other people, we just think of our needs and we're quite aggressive about it. The other extreme of this is when we have a passive communication style, when we are too afraid to say how we feel about a situation, a person, or what our needs are, and we just don't communicate them at all. This means that our needs are not met, and quite often we can get very resentful. It's not a good communication style, it's not good for the relationship. Even so, we usually do that for the relationship. We might be afraid of losing that relationship if we would speak up. So we're not saying anything, but by not saying anything, by not speaking up, we're not actually helping the relationship grow, and we very likely just grow resentful, and that's not a good place to be in any relationship. And by relationship, by the way, I'm talking about relationships with, like, romantic relationships is one of them, but also with your parents, with siblings, with co-workers, with friends, just any relationship we have in our life. And as human beings, relationships is such an important part of our life and an important part of our well-being. So if we don't communicate our needs, or we communicate them in an aggressive way, we're hurting our relationships. Either way is not really good. So the middle ground between those two, aggressive and passive, will be assertive communication. It's like the balance point of a seesaw. Very often people that have a passive communication style, they don't communicate their needs, they get so resentful that maybe sometimes something is too much and they lose it, and then they have the aggressive communication style. But like I said, either one is not really good. So it's an amazing skill to learn, to use assertive communication. It will be beneficial for all our relationships. So, to make an example, so when we use assertive communication, we use I messages very often. We don't say in an accusing way, which would be aggressive, you always do this, you never help me with that. That's accusing the other person, it's aggressive, and our person doesn't really have a choice but to defend themselves and get a bit aggressive too, and it's not a very healthy way of communicating, and very likely we're not getting our needs met but just make the relationship worse. And likewise, if we don't say anything at all, we're not getting our needs met. So if we can speak from our own point of view using I messages, like, I feel really hurt when you're not helping me, or this is really upsetting me because I feel, if we use statements like this, it makes us feel a little bit vulnerable, but it's very likely how the other person thinks, oh, I don't want to hurt my partner, I don't want to hurt my friend. I didn't know they feel that way. They're very open to discuss, oh, I didn't know that makes you feel that way, I didn't mean that. And it builds the basis for better communication, for finding a compromise, potentially, and compromising is a good start. It's most likely how you get your needs met. It's also quite important with assertiveness that we use the right body language or tone of voice. It's good to make eye contact if possible, but not in an aggressive, staring sort of a way. That we just We have an open body language. We speak in a calm tone, not in a aggressive tone, which sometimes, even if we use the right words, if we shout at someone, it can still come across as aggressive. Or if we say how we really feel about something, but we look at the ground and we shuffle and we finish the sentence by saying, but it's not important, then the other person might not take what we just said very seriously. It's a very hard skill. It needs courage, because we feel like we're opening ourselves up, like we're making ourselves vulnerable. But trust me, it's the main way of getting your needs met and building all your relationships to a stronger and better future. Thank you. Bye.